He responded constitutionally because if you look at that section 7, I will be fair, I will be factual. There's a lot of loopholes there that I expected the Supreme Court to either nullify the applicability of that section 7 before pronouncing autonomy, because pronouncing autonomy is tantamount to what is not in consonance with what is obtainable in section 7. So anybody who is intelligent enough can look at that document and see ways they can wriggle their head out. And that's what Governor Soludo has done, to hurriedly get the state legislature without public hearing, disregarding dissent of the members of the state assembly. They went into gaslighting of members that were asking for public hearing and more robust engagement in providing these acts of local government administration, whatever they call it. They passed this law, hinging it on that deficiency in the Constitution. That's a fantastic one from him. I'm not surprised. But the question I have is, prior to now, what has been obtainable in the local government system administration? I'm going to go back to the time of late Governor Mbadnuju, where we have proper local government elections and proper local government system, where you have executive chairman. When I mean executive, I mean real executive chairman, not boys that were written down and selected by the governor that are currently holding the seat for the governor, because they're not really executive chairman. They are just people that are sitting there to just do the work of let somebody be here, but they cannot execute anything. In my local government, Idemili North, then during Governor Mbadnuju, the local government chairman then was able to build structures. There was a library sitting there. He built it. There was town union building for the traditional rulers. He built it. There were schools. He built. There were hospitals, primary health centers. He fixed. Why? Because he was able to access his funds. And I remember then that they had issues. I'm telling you about 20 years ago, because I'm a follower of politics dating more than 20 years ago. I remember then he had issues with Governor Mbadnuju then on these same issues, because he felt that they are being too powerful because of the autonomy, handling their own funds and all that. So giving governance to the local people is very paramount here if we are truly going to practice democracy. I don't understand the level of confusion the students in the secondary school and the university will be now trying to get when there is no effective 3-tier level system of governance. Now, Governor Soludo, being an intelligent man, has exploited this loophole, that he hinted on the fact that there are some areas of debt he inherited, about 14 billion from the previous government. There were some joint expenditures and less of that. But the question is, those areas and debts that was inherited earlier from previous governance and all that, who made it to happen? There was never a time since Peter Obiano announced Soludo, local government has proper elected system. It's only transition committee chairman who only do what we call abateke, meaning the federal allocation comes, it goes into the a domiciled account by the state government, who now prescribes and gives them what they will use to work. So the state government has already been mismanaging the local government funds up till today. So what are they going to do different that they haven't been able to do for 20 years? They've not been able to manage local government funds that they are fully, making a fist for. If he's very sincere enough, why didn't you change this law at the onset of his administration? Because there were a bit of differing views from the Supreme Court, he now starts going ransacking the Constitution to see where he will get an appendage to irregular himself. It's a very intelligent move and it's legal. It's in the Constitution. So Constitution is incomplete. Constitution is not aligning well with the pronouncement and what is obtainable in it.
All right. In a bid to understand Governor Soludo, because some of the argument is that the capacity for local governments to receive some of these allocations is concerning to many stakeholders, and that's the reason he probably feels that state must also be involved in getting some of those things in respect to joint account. That in the national, we also have joint account between state and that of the nation, like providing services like security and all of that. Do you feel that some of these points are not valid? I understand you said that you would have made this move prior to this time, but if this is a statement that ought to probably put some local government in danger in respect to delivering development, how far can we not trust Governor Soludo in this move?
Like I said, he's an intelligent man that has leashed on the loophole in the Constitution to make a pronouncement, which is coming now because of the prompt of the Supreme Court. Now, there's a level of insincerity there. Because if you're sincere enough, you would have done this from the first point. So there was a prompt that made you to start running helter-skelter. Now, there used to be state and federal government joint account. The question I'm going to put to all the people clamoring for this is, what is the percentage contribution of the state to that joint account with the federal government? Now, let's bring it down and juxtapose it with the state joint account with the local government. What is the percentage local government is contributing to that account? It is on record and published by a journalist that is almost 90% of their money. If you want to run a joint account with local government, I didn't say it's a bad thing to do because Constitution prescribes it. But the fact that you're not going to take 90% of their money, what are these, like my local government collects the highest allocation in Anambra State, and we collect 588 million every month. Governor Soludo, in his joint account, collects 520 million. What the young man there is left to work is 60 million. And now he has to do what we call political self-sorting. He will sort himself out with 60 million. He's not going to do anything. He cannot execute anything. That's why I said he is not a local government chairman. He's not an executive local government chairman, because how did they come about in the first place? Their candidature was not democratic. Understand? How was the election done? So the foundation that brought them in the first place is shaky. It is not on the people's mandate. It is on the governor's approval and governor's signing. Because some of the members of APGA are very angry and rancorous about lack of internal democracy that has selected their chairman and councillors. And these are the issues going on.
It looks that all of these have gotten the acceptance of the House of Assembly because the attention the House of Assembly gave to that bill was with urgency. Do you feel that your representative you have in the House of Assembly could not do a proper scrutiny in respect to that bill before it was passed?
My own representative, who is the Labour Party member, he called me that day and informed me about the bill before them. And I said, what are you doing? He told me that he is lobbying his fellow House members with his own personal money. His salary is less than 500,000. From there, he is lobbying his own party members, who rumors have it that they have been sorted out from the big man. So what can he do to lobby and out-lobby the big man into telling his House members that, see guys, we have dissenting views on this bill. Let us sit down and unanimously agree on what to do. Even if you want to approve it, say, this is the percentage I want to approve. Say local governments can contribute 20% or 15% of their funds into the state joint account. You don't have to be silent about the percentage and the journalists go and do an underground work that found out that you're collecting 90%. No, who are you telling about that? It's because there's no opposition in Anambra State. That's why the governor does whatever he feels like. Because Governor Soludo has not even shown interest in trying to listen to the masses and understand the plight of the masses. Understand when the masses raise concern, a responsive leader would listen to the concern and modify his template and what he wants to do. He can still achieve whatever he wants to do, but you have to be seen being responsive to concerns raised by the people you lead. There were concerns of by certain members of Labour Party that staged a walkout during that bill. The Speaker of the State of Assembly ignored them, gaslighted them, and went ahead to pass it. Urgent importance, but this is the second year and going to the third year of the government is now urgent because Supreme Court has prescribed this is how it's going to be. So they want to leach through the loophole of the law and get what they want so that they would now legalize the illegality that has been existing for 20 years plus.
All right, we'll still get to find out all of that development. Of course, we'll be joined by the chairman of APGA, Chief, who will be joining us to give us an answer to this, because some of these concerns we are raising is that we are very much bothered about development at the grassroots, because the intention of the Supreme Court and that of the federal government is that our local government must really have a sincere approach to developing their region. But very quickly, before I let you go and then get the chairman to join us, what is the most concern now that it looks that the bill has already been passed into law and is a working document for Anambra? What are your fears with that move in respect to this development?
I won't have any fears. Anybody expecting his local government chairman to do anything is living on fool's paradise, because they cannot execute anything. They don't have any funds at their disposal. They only have 10%, which I said they're going to still do self-sorting with that 10%. So the pathway through which they found themselves sitting on that seat has determined how they are going to be chairman. So I don't expect anything from them. Now, what I'm going to expect from the governor, who is now taking about 520 million every month from my local government, is I want to be looking out for those things the local government council are meant to do, which is the primary health center in my village, in the town where the local government is sited, Ogidi, in my village, Abatete, Umuoji, and other villages. How are those primary health centers being boosted and empowered to provide primary health care of optimum standard? I'm going to be looking at the schools under local government. How efficient are those schools, their structures, their buildings? I'm going to be looking at the internal roads in the local government that are under the local government purview. How are they being fixed? Because the person that bears the blame is the chairman, but unfortunately, the chairman is just a bench warmer. He cannot do anything. He doesn't have any fund with him. The fund is in the account jointly owned with the state government. So I'm going to be holding the state government accountable to the funds in my local government in Idemili North. And if I don't see these basic amenities that are meant for the Bukata for my local government, I will hold the governor responsible, because he is the one managing the fund for my local government. So I don't even have any need to talk to the chairman, because he doesn't have any financial backing to do anything.
This evening.
Thank you.
We'll try as much as possible to get back the feedback of the APGA chairman in Anambra State, Honorable Ifetu Ibioke, who will be joining us virtually also to also give us an understanding, probably on the flip side of the stand and the encouragement of the governor Soludo in respect to local government autonomy. Because if we must begin to solve some of the economy challenges we are having today, we must tackle it from the grassroots. That's the intentions of the local government autonomy. It's standing and having for local government to receive their funds directly from the federal government. Some of these things should be tackled. Issues of security, issues of unemployment, issues of infrastructural development must begin to be tackled at the grassroots. And we're still keeping our eyes to know how these can go. It looks like some states are having diverse opinion about this. But what is the way forward in getting some of these problems solved? We'll go on a break, and once we return from the break, the chairman of APGA in Anambra State will join us virtually to have the conversation. Please stay with us.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insight, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.